Cattle producers face a vast number of choices when it comes to how they manage the operation of their ranch. Most of these decisions are driven by the necessity of good economics. For Luc Tellier and his family, generations of sound environmental management practices has paid off with an improvement to the bottom line. The Tellier Ranch is nestled in the scenic rolling hill country of northeast Alberta near Bonnyville. The ranch was homesteaded in 1928. Luc Tellier says he, along with wife Sandy and 2 children, are currently in the process of taking over the operation from his parents.
So my dad, Louis, is retiring this year, and we're taking over and going from there. So we're 3rd generation, and with my kids, that's going on 4. So,
like many early agricultural operations, it started as a mixed farm and became a cow-calf business in 1990. There's limited cropping, mostly aimed at supporting the ranch through swath grazing, although the family does grow some oil seeds. With several thousand acres that are both owned and rented, cattle stocking rates are low, pressure on the grass resource is lessened, and the animals have plenty of room to roam.
Right now we own probably about 4,000 acres here in one chunk, so we're pretty lucky to have it all together. We rent another about 4,000 acres, and we bring some heifers up to a pasture that Lara has. It's a community pasture just for heifers. A lot of our cows are sent out in the summer to other pastures, so when they come back here, they have good grass.
Much of the soil in the region is of poorer quality for growing crops, but makes excellent cattle country.
Over here, it's pretty much a gray-wooded soil, so it dries up pretty quick. We have lots of hills, lots of rocks, so most of it's better just left in pasture and hay.
Luc says the ranch breeds between 550 and 600 head.
We have about 80 purebred Charolais cows, and the rest are all commercial. We don't do intensive grazing management, but we do move them around every couple weeks to give the grass a good break. And there's a lot of the fencing that we're doing to fence off the tree line to have some good shelter for the cows in the wintertime.
A key part of that grass management is an area of the farm set aside just for calving.
We calve late in the spring. We start at the end of April. Our calving fields are used just for that, and then we pull them out there and there's nothing there for the rest of the year. We just stockpile the grass for the springtime so it's nice and clean for them.
The Telliers have been environmental stewards for a long time. Although Luc recently completed an environmental farm plan, he says his dad saw the importance of providing clean water with controlled access and the results of improved riparian areas many years ago.
The watering is our big thing. That's something pretty much my dad started about 15 years ago. We are pretty lucky we have some natural water springs that we've all fenced off, and so the cows don't go in there at all. We've again, lucky enough to use our hills and an advantage to have just a gravity flow into water troughs, just letting the cows drink some nice clean water.
In addition to completing the environmental farm plan, the Tellier Ranch has been certified through the Alberta Beef On-Farm Food Safety Program.
I think more and more people are wanting to know where their food comes from, and they want to know how safe it is, and I thought that was a great program.
The Telliers have been making sound environmental decisions to improve their land as the ranch has grown over the years. Luc refers to his pasture as a fragile resource that must be protected if it is to remain viable for the future.
Yeah, the pasture land that we bought here quite a few years ago was in pretty bad shape. It's a very fragile soil. The whole bottom here, this whole flat is just about all sand. The top is gravel. There's maybe a couple inches of topsoil. So we turned it over and improved it and seeded it back into grass. You know, mostly we put alfalfa, brome, fescue, a little bit of orchard grass, improved it that way. And now we're just taking care of it. And this has been in hay for about 15 years now, and you can see there's still lots of pasture left, and you know, the trick is just not to overgraze it. You can't abuse it.
The combination of low stocking rates along with plenty of tree stands as well as several lakes has led to an abundance of wildlife. It's easy to see why deer, ducks, geese, grouse, and other wildlife find the Tellier Ranch a good place to make their home. And Luc says the waters provide a quiet recreation spot for the family. Most of the environmentally sustainable decisions his family have made are of minimal cost and in turn help both the operation and the environment.
I think we're always trying to improve. We're always trying to do more fencing and improving our watering systems. It's something that we have to take our time and do it little bit by little bit because we think it helps our bottom line. Sometimes it's just a no-brainer. You just look at it and you say it's so easy, we have to do it.
Luc says his family is honored to receive the Alberta Beef Producers Environmental Stewardship Award.
We're pretty happy about it. It's a pretty big award, and we're quite proud of what we do here, and we show as many people as we can what we are doing. Dad as well, you know, he deserves a lot of the credit. He's kept it going for years and years, and he did a lot of this watering systems, you know, years before everybody was talking about it. So yeah, we're quite proud of that, I think.
Luke and Sandy Tellier, winners of the 2006 Alberta Beef Producers Environmental Stewardship Award.